Hello everyone, Dances with Rain here. Today I want to give you an update and show you how I utilized additional space in my apartment as a sacred space. So I kind of had this idea for a while, and I took the reins and just made it happen this summer, and it's still in the beginning stages, but I hope to see it grow over the year to the time that I am here in this apartment. And I plan to carry the idea with me on when I move. So you guys have already seen my altar, and what I've done is use my fire escape as a second sacred space, and I'll just pull out right here so you guys can see what's going on here. Okay, so this is my window, and I actually climb out there. I just use a simple stepping tool, this step ladder. This is a chest where I keep my tools. I'm going to give a more detailed update once I have everything in perfect order, because as I mentioned, I am starting a new journey year in a day and evolving myself. So I'm starting to prepare for that. Life has been really busy, kind of nonstop, because I go to work full time and I'm a part-time student, and I'm near graduating the program, but I'm making sure to find time to do the spiritual things in life and bring that into balance as well. So one of the things I've done is start a garden, and I called it, this is my sacred space, and I started a garden. First, I started a garden because I wanted to bring nature into my area. I wanted to bring nature to me. So I started this garden, and when I first started it, it had lots. So it was mostly just plants, but then it went from something more than just plants. I had an idea to include edible plants, so things that would nourish the body. So not only bring nature to me, but also bring nature into myself. So what you see here are herbs, and right now everything looks thinned down because I literally just cut a lot of it off. And this is just an example. This is the I can't think of the name right now. Oh yeah, this is the oregano, and as you can see, some of it's died a bit, and that's because I've been battling mites, little spiders that kind of eat off the plant. And I will go into that in other videos, as I'll teach you like gardening tips, or when you live on a fire escape. When you live on a fire escape? No, gardening tips for when you are gardening on a fire escape. You still have to deal with like pests, like spiders, and you can, for me, there's not enough sun here, so I had to chop my plants because they had got a bit of a leaf bacteria. Sorry guys, things falling apart here. Okay, so I've been working on the plants, and I do plan to bring them inside, but everything is it's a learning lesson, to keep going and for the next year. So I'll just show you what I have here. This is a parsley, and I've just cut it down to the bare minimum because it had some mushrooms growing in there, and I had to pull those out and cut it down. But for a good time, I had a really good harvest from this plant. And this is the oregano that I just cut down as well and harvested here. And these are green pepper plants that have had a bit of a struggle. I've had to cut them down a couple of times, which is actually necessary for the stem to grow and for the plant to get big and strong enough to support the fruit. But recently I had a bout of, it's like a bacterial leaf infection, which usually comes from overwatering. And that wasn't anything on my part. It was because there were several storms happening. And as you can see, like, I'm right next to this little cottagey house. This is their backyard. And this is the opening where the sun comes through. So I only get sun around 2 p.m. and then for a few hours. And these plants really do need about 8 hours of sun. But despite that, you know, it's trying its best to bloom into fruit. As you can see, I have a flower there. And that's not the first set of flowers. Like I said, I've cut the plant down before when it flowered because it was way too thin. But the stems have gotten a bit bigger. So we'll see how it goes. Actually, let me just show you like how I get out there. So I literally just, and my cat is in here. So I literally just step in here and step out the window. And that's it. I'll pull the screen down behind me. And find a place. This is usually where I sit. Most of the space has been dedicated to my plants. But this one started out really small and it's huge now. And I like this one because it's really good for privacy. If you can look on this side of it. So I'm starting to grow message. My cat's here now, look. I'm starting to grow this one here. And I know it's pretty late in the season, but I'll bring it inside and I'll grow it big like this one. And then by summer or by spring, I'll have another one on this side. And I plan to keep doing this all year round. So like this is a way to bring nature to myself. And I've come out here and I utilize this area for spells. I can burn candles out here because everything is pretty much fireproof. I just make sure not to keep it too close to the shade. And I basically use this ledge here for placing my spiritual items. Okay, let me just move this. And what you see here are some protective stones placed there that I've said, and some she shells placed there. These items used to be around my altar area, and I've moved them out here. You can see my bells with the moon and stars. You notice I've had some of these items from the Bronx, and I haven't gotten rid of them because they hold that sacred energy in them. And here I have lanterns with stones in them. So it actually rained a bit, so they might have water in there. But I use those for putting tea lights in and lighting candles in. So this is the extension to my sacred place. And if you go down the ladder here, it kind of takes you into this little area here. So I'm going to go back inside now. Really good for meditative purposes. Great to be able to plant things out there. If it's just to eat or, you know, house plants, so that you can be kind of surrounded by nature. And this is my way of having a bit of that very close to home, living in the city. Now, I live nearby a park, but I enjoy coming out here more and doing and having spiritual time here because it's, to me, it's something that I built myself, and it's just more private and more sacred. So this is an idea for someone who has a balcony or a fire escape, and you can see there's an ordinance right there. Basically, it says not to block the pathway, and I try to just leave some space there so that people can get by if need be, but it's not really in this situation, I don't think I'm doing much harm. So and also, if you have a fire escape, it's not illegal to hang out on your fire escape. It's only if you have an encumbrance that's blocking the pathway, you may be subject to a fine. And according to this little ordinance there, vintage ordinance, it's about $10. So, and I haven't had any problem, no public officials coming by asking me to remove plants. Like I said, I think I've been pretty restrained in what I'm doing here. I try to hang as much things as possible up so that they're not on the ground. And then I just have these 4 planters here on the ground with plenty of space for feet and access to the exit. So yes, try it out, and it's something that you won't regret doing. I plan to use this in every season. And that's another thing, like when it snows, you can catch snow. When it rains, you can catch rain. I put bowls out here when there's thunderstorms, and I catch the charged water for a thunderstorm. This is a way to access nature. And I kind of did the same thing in the Bronx, but the Bronx was a little bit different because I had a basement apartment, so I had an entrance to the back way. It was facing buildings too, but it's like you have to make use of what you have. And this is a perfect use of that. My neighbors pretty much give me my privacy, and they have their own back area. Sometimes they throw like concerts and stuff back there. So and they do like Caribbean music, and it's very spiritual. So you get to have that little delight as well here for my fire escape. So and it's not only spiritual. Come out here, have your dinner. Come out here, have your lunch. Come out here, read, do your homework. All of it. It helps. Doing it in this setting helps connect you to nature. So, if you have a fire escape, if you have a balcony, if you have a porch, you can create yourself a little sacred area like I've done here. And if I want to do something like a ritual, what I'll do is do it inside my room by my altar here. And I'm not showing it to you right now all the way because it's a little bit messy, but I will show you. I've put these 2 things on the wall, and I'm trying to get it all together for fall, but I will give you an update on that. But do my ritual in here, and I will show you this as well, that I've moved some things around. So I now have a very large space here on the floor for ritual. And so I'll do my ritual here, and then when I have my candles and they're burning, when the soul of the candle it's releasing all the energy into the universe, I will set the candles out here so that they're outside in nature, and can continue meditation here outside, or just set it there and let it burn out and let it release it's your prayer into nature. So even if you don't have a full fire escape and you just have the windowsill that kind of extends out, I would say as long as it's not facing the street and you have some privacy, you can use that to set your candles there. And I'll just give you an example of what I'm talking about, because if you can see, that is my window too, and plenty of space for candles. So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will come to you with more. This one's been recorded on my cell phone. I've having a little problem with my laptop, but I will get it up and running. I have 3 different segments that I want to come to you with, all related to being a healthier and more spiritual you. So a couple of new surprises in store, and just a new direction that I want to take my channel, and I want to give you the quality of videos that I know I am capable of making. I just have to get past this last hurdle, which is fixing my computer. Basically, I uploaded some software that just completely ruined it, so now I have to see if I can restore it, and we'll see how it goes. But thank you guys so much for subscribing to my channel, and I appreciate all you guys, and I will make way to get the videos to you, whether it's this way or another way. I will do it. But until next time, be blessed.